Hey guys, it's Gabe, or Pony Rides for Free, and we're gonna kill some shit in this Call of Duty. And with me today, I got a special guest. If you want to introduce yourself, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jesse, and I have my own YouTube channel. I moved to Quick. Me and Gabe have been friends on Xbox for a while now.
Yep. And so today, I was up to Jesse, and I was like, Jesse, let's do a dual commentary. And he was like, well, okay. And so now we're doing a dual commentary. And in this commentary, we're gonna talk about just kind of our gaming history and our past games, and what we really love about the whole video games and whatnot. So I guess I'll start off in saying that my first ever video game console was the GameCube, and my first ever video game that I got was Mario Kart Double Dash. So what about you?
All right. Well, I was kind of I guess I could say like a late bloomer for the video games. All my friends got the video games systems and all the games before I did. And I think the first ever system I got, well, I can remember all the way back to the Nintendo 64, but that was when I was like really young and I didn't even play. That's when like my dad still played video games. So like my main, like the one I owned, like played by myself, was really the PS2 or the PlayStation 2. I know I'm a big Xbox guy now, but the PS2 was my first, and the game I can remember, my favorite game back then on the PS2 was I would always go to Blockbuster and rent this game called like Monster Truck Bash or something like that, and just like every day or like every time we went to Blockbuster, I'd always just rent that game and play that nonstop. I don't know why I never bought it. We always just rented it from Blockbuster, so that's the earliest I can remember besides the Nintendo 64. So the PS2 was my main system when I was young.
Yeah, I remember running from Blockbuster too, and they'd always rip you off by giving you this fucking late fees. It's like 2 days for a game
Yeah,
with some bullshit.
it was.
So yeah, I ended up I was a huge GameCube guy. I played Zelda, Mario and all that shit. And I look back on it now and I realize, the games that I thought were super hard, I probably could have beaten like a day. I just didn't know how to read.
Yeah. But yeah, so the first like I guess the handheld system I had, I can remember back to was the what's it called, the Game Boy Color, and for like your younger guys or if you're listening to this, you're probably all like in the new stuff with like the
The
Nintendo
DSi and the
DSs
3D
and the
shit.
PSP Vita, but back when me and Gabe were young, which was only a couple years ago, but still, if you're a young viewer, we had these things called the what's it called the Nintendo Color or whatever it's called.
The Game Boy
The
Color.
Game Boy Color, that's right, Game Boy Color, and it was just like this big block. And it was like the coolest thing because like the games were all in color and stuff, and so that was like the first handheld system I had. And then we moved on to the Game Boy. What was the next one called?
It was Game Boy Advance, and after
Game
that it
Boy
was like a
Advance.
Game Boy Flip or something.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I don't know. So like the Game Boy that you just like flipped up or whatever. But yeah, I've actually played that a couple times still, like Pokemon or whatever. But yeah, so that's probably the first handheld system I had.
Yeah, my handheld system, I had a Game Boy Advance, and the only game I would play on that was Pokemon, because
Yeah,
Pokemon was the shit.
yeah, it was. And then I got a PSP. I played that for a while, and that was like when I was around like 11 or 12 when that first came out, and that was like the hot shit back then. So I felt really cool about that. And I never had an Xbox. I just went straight to the 360, and I've had the same one. I've had since before, and then I got my PS3 like a couple months later.
Um, so yeah, Jesse was a lucky one. His parents bought him a PSP. I was My parents gave me a Game Boy Advance. They said if you broke it, then you're screwed. I remember one time I dropped it in the toilet too. I was
Oh
so
gosh,
sad, but my dad was a badass and he fixed it.
you fixed it.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know how. I just remember on Christmas Day I dropped that shit in the toilet because I was pooping and peeing,
Yeah.
and and yeah, and he fixed it. And I was so happy.
Yeah, I remember when I first got my Game Boy Advance, the one that you would flip up and play. It was like Christmas Day, and like it sucks when you're like, but now like you can play like, do they come like do like game systems come like fully charged, or do you still have to charge them?
They come
Like
fully
before,
charged now.
yeah, like
Actually,
back
no,
then,
I don't know.
or
Back
like
then you had
back,
to buy batteries.
yeah, back then like, or with the Game Boy Advance, I remember on Christmas Day, me and my sister had to wait like 2 hours, and then like once it was good, we kind of like camped out in her little closet in her room, and we would just play the Game Boy Advance all day. I don't know, it was pretty crazy. But and when we were really young, this was like when I was like 7 or 8. We had these things. I never told anyone this actually, so YouTube, and Gabe, you'll be the first ones to hear about this. Me and my sisters did this thing called like GBP. It would be like Game Boy Party, and like we would just like camp out all night and pull all nighters in our rooms and just play the Game Boy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that.
Damn.
Like, so GBPs, that's what we would call it. And,
GBPs.
yeah. GBPs.
You
Game Boy
guys are
parties.
cool. You guys are cool.
Yeah, we were the coolest. But yeah. And oh yeah, also when I got my first, I had actually two PS2s. Like the first one, I think I broke it, like the disc, when you popped out the disc. I think I like put a disc like not all the way in, so the disc broke and the PS2 broke, so we had to get a new one too. So that was a little disappointing. My parents were kind of mad at me for that, but I convinced them to get me another one. And then I've actually had it like all the way until this year, or last year I guess, until I sold it to one of my younger friends in my neighborhood for Christmas or something to his parents. But yeah, I got a pretty good deal on that actually.
That's cool. Yeah. So what was your first like I guess first person shooter game, and on and what console was it on? And
Well,
hold on.
like the first one I've owned or the first one I've ever played?
I guess the first one you ever played.
Well, the first one I ever played was like I guess on the regular Xbox. Like my cousins, they're like really rich. They live in a different state. So one day we took a plane ride. Went to visit them, and they live in Texas. So we went to Texas, and my parents were really worried because this is when I was like maybe like 10 or 11, and I never really played an M game before, and my cousin had the Xbox, which was like the coolest thing back then. No Xbox 360 or anything. So and he had like Halo 2 or Halo 1 or something for it. And so like I asked my parents, I was like, oh come on mom, please, because it was rated M and stuff. So I think that was the first ever M game I got to play. But and then the first one I ever owned was, I guess, Modern Warfare 2, which was just like 2 years ago. I was
Damn.
a little late on that, yeah.
You
so,
were a late bloomer.
Yeah, so because I only got my, or maybe it was, no, wait, 7th grade? No, when did I get him? I think I got it in 7th grade. Yeah, it's only like 2 years ago. I got my Xbox and Modern Warfare 2 at the same time. So, yeah, that's when I got my, wait, what did I have before my Xbox? Just the yeah, that's the first time I got an M game.
Damn. So my first ever first person shooter game was on the GameCube, and I had Medal of Honor Rising Sun, and back then there was no Xbox Live or anything like where you get to play with everybody. So what you had to do is you had to go into a lobby and make like 8 computers, and you just sit around for like hours and hours and play that, or you had to actually play the campaign,
Yeah.
and it was
Well,
crazy.
Oh yeah, well, think about, you're talking about first-person shooter. I guess I did play a first-person shooter before on the PS2. It was, yeah, when you said Medal of Honor, that rung a bell. I had a Medal of Honor game. Well, actually, it was my dad's, and he like never let me play it. But it wasn't an M game. I thought you were just talking about M games. But
No.
yeah, I did have a first-person shooter. It was Medal of Honor, and I played that a couple times, and I was really bad at it. Like just the campaign, I don't know. I couldn't get past one spot, so I just stopped playing that for a while until I got my Xbox.
Yeah, it used to piss me off, and then yeah, so the gameplay has about there's about a 45 minute or 45 seconds left. So
Oh, really?
I guess I don't know
All right, real quick, who got you into commentating? Like,
who got me into commentating. Oh, definitely Hutch. I remember I was I don't even know how I looked him up. I was on YouTube and I just looked up. I was like Modern Warfare 2, and he came up, and his voice was so smooth. It just amazed me. So what about you? Last 30 seconds, go.
White Boy 7th Street, I was watching his videos for a long time. I wanted to be him. His job just as a gaming guy, so that's pretty much who got me into gaming. But yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys. I'll put a link to Jesse's channel in the description, and I will hope to see you guys soon. So any last words, Jesse?
Yeah, all right, thanks for watching, guys, and later.
So, yep.
All right, cool beans.
Okay.